Hello, and welcome to this introduction to the FF&EZ software system. There are two major versions. FF&EZ-Design, shown here, is for creating and presenting interior design proposals, including schedules, project books, and project quotes in multiple sort orders. FF&EZ-Design Purchasing does all that, plus converts the data into numbered purchase orders and tracks the expediting status. This includes reconciling vendor invoices, generating payables, and invoicing documents. This segment will cover the features of FF&EZ-Design. A separate segment will cover the added functions in FF&EZ-Design Purchasing. We are currently on FF&EZ's opening screen. The arrangement of buttons reflects a kind of parent-child relationship between the parts of a design project. The basic idea is that each type of data can be referenced by the items below it by simply linking to it, not by copying. For instance, everything about a vendor is available when you select the vendor, creating the link. Some relationships are more equal, as in the FF&E worksheet, where a room contains multiple objects, and objects can be used in multiple rooms. For the design version, FF&EZ divides the data into 9 screens or data tables. These are naturally linked to each other. 4 system-wide resource lists, and then the lists that are the contents of the specific project that you have open. The vendor list contains anything from manufacturers to suppliers of manufacturers' products to special types like staging locations or warehouses used for shipping addresses. Next is a general-purpose library used for master specifications and specification templates. When writing project specs, you can import specifications and templates from the library in addition to importing specifications from any other project. The client screen is fairly simple and includes options for an alternate shipping address for smaller clients. The project list contains all the setup information for each project. There are options to handle different billing types, tax, and estimated freight. These apply for both resale and purchasing management projects. You can set project addresses that differ from the client's. For international work, you can set an alternate currency for specific projects. After opening a project, you have access to the project contents. This starts with the areas, which are the major areas of the project, like administration, guest rooms, and public areas. Areas can also be set up as whole floors. Both the unique individual rooms and room types are defined on the rooms list. A room type is simply a room that has a quantity greater than 1, such as a guest room. That means its contents are automatically multiplied by however many rooms of that type are in the project. When you add a new room, you have the option of importing it from another project, which could be a project set up as a library of room templates. There is also a list of objects. The objects are the things you actually place in the rooms. They're composed of at least 1 and sometimes more product components, with the first added automatically. You usually specify the quantity needed to create one object, and this is used for quantity takeoffs. Each object has a unique tag, which is the project-specific identifier that would appear on drawings to label furniture, equipment, or finishes. The specifications screen contains the product details about the components used in each object. Each specification has a unique spec ID. That usually matches the object tag, but it can be different. Each spec has a short description, some common fields that are typical of many products, and an additional description that can be as long as needed. The source and pricing fields allow you to specify a manufacturer and a separate supplier if that applies. On resale projects, you can set a price based on a markup amount, or you can actually enter a price. If you do enter a price, the system will lock that price so that if the cost changes, it protects that price that you set. In contrast, on purchasing management projects, These use only the catalog cost and a purchasing fee if that applies. Each product can be shipped to the project site or to another vendor or warehouse depending on the context. The status section allows you to track various milestones that might be useful, including approvals, revision dates and codes, and internal notes. This allows you to record vendor quote information. All of these can be used in queries as part of managing the specification process. A submittal tracking feature lets you require and track up to 12 types, including 2 user-defined types. There's a lot of information that goes into a design project, but at its most basic level, we are documenting the answer to what goes where and how many is needed, and of course, what will it cost. FF&EZ addresses the how much is needed question by tracking 3 types of quantity. Most familiar is the object quantity in a room. This refers to things like 200 square feet of carpet or 2 queen-size beds in a single hotel room. The product quantity is part of the object definition when a finished object needs more than 1 unit of a product, such as when a sofa needs 6.33 yards of fabric ordered from another vendor. Finally, the room type quantity allows you to specify how many rooms of a certain type exist. This eliminates the need to create duplicate rooms like a CAD system might, or to manually multiply the object quantities per room to get project totals. The heart of the system is the FF&E worksheet, which is where you select which objects go into each room or room type and the quantity to use. Here you can see everything that is in each room, as well as every room or room type in which an object has been placed. You can print presentation reports and quotes. You can also use it for simple quantity lists and small sales quotes to repeat clients, where each area might be used to create separate quotes. In all cases, object quantities in the FF&E worksheet are multiplied by the product quantities and by the room type quantities in the project. That produces the project quantity, cost, and sell totals, which can be printed by tag, by room location, or by object class. At the bottom of the FF&E worksheet is a project summary, which shows the project totals as well as references to the areas, rooms, objects, and specs of the currently highlighted item. If you double-click on any of these items, you can edit that item and your changes will flow through the project. The worksheet also contains powerful commands for making changes to room contents. Its clone command allows you to select an object usage and duplicate it to many other rooms. Like the original on the room screen, the clone room command creates a new room by duplicating all the object usages in the current room. You can use this to create a variation on an existing room type, such as removing 1 queen bed of a pair and adding a sleeper sofa. The replace command allows you to replace any or all usages of an object in the project with another object. Finally, the worksheet object and specification screens include a number of powerful utilities. These can check for potential errors in the worksheet objects and specs, set markups or vendor discounts on groups of specifications, or lock all final prices, replace a vendor or a supplier on multiple specs, import formatted external project data, or attach images to multiple specs in one operation. Each major screen includes a set of reports for that type of data. However, most presentation reports will come from the FF&E worksheet, since that screen only includes those objects that have been placed in the project rooms. The available reports include budget reports, room contents reports, object location reports, FF&E and equipment schedules, along with finish schedules, and full-page project illustration sheets for project books. Finally, you have a number of different quote formats, either with or without terms and conditions, that can be used to do a final pricing presentation. From the object and specification screens, you can print a number of content and status reports as you develop your specifications. Many reports have a large number of options to control how much information is presented to a client. Once you decide on the options that work best for you, you can save those options with a new report name for future use. This concludes our overview of FF&EZ-Design. At FF&EZ.com, you can find sample screens and sample reports on the More Information page. If you have any questions or wish to get a price quote tailored to your needs, contact information is available on the contact page. Thanks.